The Hitcher on I-40. Diesel fumes hung thick in the cab of Big Rig Betty. My Peterbilt 389 rumbling westbound on I-40 through the New Mexico desert. Name's Jack Harlan, 15 years hauling freight from Albuquerque to Barstow. That night, March 2018, moonless sky like spilled ink, radio spitting static about a stormfront. GPS glitchy, showing phantom exits. Felt eyes on me from the dark. Picked up the CB chatter around mile marker 142. Breaker, anyone copy? Got a ghost rider Tylin me east of Gallup. Blacked out semi, no plates, no lights. Voice cracked like old leather. I keyed up. This is Jackknife on 19. You're Brea Kinnup, good buddy. Describe her. Silence, then, eyes in the grill. Human eyes. Swear to Christ. Laughter erupted on channel 19, but chill spidered my neck. Switched to FM. Nothing but wind howl. Pushed the pedal. 18 wheels chewing asphalt at 70. Load was canned goods. Heavy but stable. Mirror check. Nothing but taillights from some RV a mile back. Then, flicker. Headlights? No, gone. Thirst hit. Chugged warm Mountain Dew. That's when the figure appeared. Thumbs out by a rusted guardrail. Silhouette tall and wrong-proportioned. Hood pulled low. No backpack. No glow from a phone. Desert rats don't hitch at 2 a.m. Can't leave em, I muttered. Company policy be damned. Pulled over. Air brakes hissing like a pissed-off snake. Door creaks open. Wind blasts hot and dry, carrying faint rot. Hop in, pal. Where to? He climbs slow, joints popping audible over engine idle. Up close, no face under hood, just void, like a black hole sucking light. Smells like wet earth and gasoline. Barstow, rasps a voice from nowhere, gravel on glass. Rolled out, gears grinding. He don't speak, just stares ahead. AC blasts cold, but sweat beads my brow. Ask his name, silence. Try the radio, dead. Phone signal, 0 bars. Mirror glance, his hand on knee, fingers too long, ending in points that scrape denim. Heart hammers. You okay, buddy? Rough night. Voice answers from his hood. Seen things on this stretch. Things that follow. My gut twists. Mile marker 150. Phantom lights in rear view. Close now, gaining. CB explodes. Jackknife. It's him. The grill eye. Pulled him last run, ain't human. My passenger chuckles, low and wet. Glance over. Hood shifts, revealing eyes. 2 milky orbs in a lipless mouth, blinking sideways. Dropped my ride back there, it says. Yours'll do. Truck shudders, like something heavy latched underneath. Floor it, 85 now, trailer fishtailing. Passenger's hand clamps my thigh, cold as roadkill. Stories say I-40 eats truckers. Hitchers who ain't hitched. Nails dig in, drawing blood. Swerve to shake him, tires scream, gravel pings undercarriage. He don't budge, head twisting 180 degrees to grin at the mirror. Black semi matches speed, inches off my bumper. CB screams warnings from coast to coast. Phantom exit sign, Devil's Cutoff, 1 mile. Never seen it before. Passenger whispers, take it. Shortens the haul. Tempted, Barstow's hours away. But nah. Veer right onto mainline shoulder, sand spraying. Black rig overshoots, horn blaring hellish. My hitcher hisses, lunging. Grabbed the CBMIC like a club, smashed his skull, crunch, but no blood, just black ooze bubbling. Wrestle him to door, kick open, tumbling into night, hood flying off. What lands ain't human? Elongated limbs, skin like tire rubber, eyes multiplying across torso. It skitters toward the black rig, which swallows it whole, grill snapping shut. I gun it, lights fading. Dawn breaks over mesas. CB quiet. Pulled into truck stop at mile 200, hands shaking. Told the tale, lot lizards laughed, but old-timers nodded grim. Checked dash cam later. Footage shows 2 rigs the whole way, mine, and the black one, with my face driving. Posted it online. Views exploded, then account hacked. Still haul I-40, but never pick up hitches. They wait. Always waiting. Mile marker 212. Ricky Road Dog Morales wrestled his Kenworth T680 through Kentucky twilight on I-65 South, hauling auto parts from Louisville to Nashville. October 2024, leaves blazing orange like hellfire. Mile marker 212 loomed. Whispers on CB called it Dead Man's Bend, side of a 1998 pileup that claimed 12 rigs. Ricky laughed it off. 20 years on the road hardened him to ghost stories. CB buzzed. Road dog. You near 212? Lights out up there. Storm brewin'. Buddy Hank from Channel 17. Ricky keyed. Copy. Good buddy. Seeing nothing but deer eyes. Pushed 70 miles per hour. Trailer steady. But air thickened. Radio fuzzing to static prayers. Hit 212 exact. World inverted. Lights died. Engine coughed to idle. Pitch black. No stars. Trailer groaned like bones cracking. Foot off brake. Rig rolled slow into void. CB erupted. Dog. It's the marker. Pile up ghosts pull you in. Hank's voice warped, pleading. Stepped out. Gravel crunched wet, reeking of oil and rot. Flashlight beam hit wreckage. Twisted metal hulks from 98 crash, fresh dripping gore. Bodies crawled from cabs. Truckers with crushed skulls grinning. Join the bend. One rasped, hand extended. Fingers fused to steering wheel. Dove back in. Key turned. Nothing. They swarmed, pounding doors with meaty thuds. Faces pressed glass. Wives, kids from old news clips, accusatory. You drive too fast, they mouthed. Ricky floored it anyway. Rig lurched, plowing phantoms to mist. Blacktop warped, looping endless. Mile marker 212 repeated. 212. 212. Fuel gauge plummeted. CB looped Hank screams, their harvest and souls at the bend. Ricky spotted his own rig ahead. Empty cab, him waving frantic. Clone. Time slip? Smashed CB, blasted horn. Fog parted to reveal the pile-up core. Massive crater, rigs piled 50 deep, souls writhing in chains. Central figure, the 98 trigger trucker, eyeless, steering a flaming Peterbilt. Pay the toll, it boomed. Ricky veered right, off-road into trees. Crashed through brush, branches like fingers. Rig stalled in clearing, old truck stop, neon 212-8s buzzing. Inside, spectral diners, truckers eternally eating crash victims. Waitress with no lower jaw offered pie, fresh wreck. Ricky bolted. Ran blind. Fog herded him back to rig. Climbed in. Miracle. Engine fired. Sped reverse. Smashing ghosts. Mileage climbed. 213. 214. Dawn cracked horizon. Real world snapped back. Pulled over trembling. Dashcam rolling entire nightmare. Posted footage. Millions viewed. Truckers corroborated. Ricky swore off I-65. But some nights, at 212, his rig appears driverless. Waiting. Ricky floored the Kenworth. Real sunlight burning through fog like acid on skin. Mile marker 213 blurred past. Freedom? CB hissed alive. Road dog. You broke the loop? Praise Jesus. Hank's voice, shaky but real. Ricky gasped. Barely. Brother. Ghosts own that bend. But peace shattered. Review. Mile marker 212 reappearing behind, growing. Trailer rattled. New noise inside, like passengers shifting. Ricky'd hauled empty pallets, but now. Thumps, whispers, toll unpaid. Pulled over at mile 215, heart slamming ribs. Flashlight on manifest, clean. Yanked trailer door, pallets toppled, revealing bodies. Not cargo, truckers from the 98 pileup, pale and bloated, eyes open wide. Crawling out, dripping black sludge. You saw us, the leader gurgled. 98 driver with tire treads for teeth. Now carry us. Slammed door, latched iron tight. Rig wouldn't budge, chocked by invisible semis. They pounded underneath, rocking 40 tons. CB looped, endless 98 crash audio, screams, metal shrieking. Ricky grabbed rosary, prayed in Spanish, Virgin, Salvain. Phantom pileup reformed around him. Circle of wrecked trucks, bonfire central with soul chain victims. Eyeless driver emerged. Every rig pays at 212. Souls for the road. Offer deal. Join, or deliver us to Nashville. Ricky revved, plowed the ring, ghosts bursting wet. Broke free, speeding 90 miles per hour. Trailer screamed, passengers clawing free, tumbling onto highway. State trooper lights flashed ahead. Ricky swerved past, yelling out window, don't stop at 212. Cop chased, but fog swallowed him. Review. Cop rig vanished. Nashville depot loomed. Safety? Drop trailer. Ran inside. Manifest guy blinked. Empty run. Dog. You look like hell. Dashcam review. Pure nightmare. Timestamped looping 212 eternally. Posted online. FBI seized it. National security glitch. That night, motel bed, dreams of 212. Woke to CB static in his head. Next hole. Avoided I-65. But CB chatter haunts. Road dog went ghost at 212. Rig found empty, mile marker repeating. Ricky's out there, driving the loop forever. Some say his voice warns truckers, pay the toll. At mile marker 212. Please like this video and subscribe now because next story is very horror. The Midnight Way Station. Lena Iron Lady Vargas powered her Volvo VNL through Nebraska Panhandle on I-80, eastbound from Cheyenne to Omaha. Load: 45,000 pounds of produce crates. February 2023, 0-degree wind chill, snow squalls blinding. Mile 312, Ghost Way Station rumors peaked here. They check more than weight, old-timers warned. CB crackled. Iron Lady, station lit up ahead. Scales cold, but voices inside. Sal from convoy. Lena snorted. Zombies? Pull scales. Rumbled onto platform. Gates clanged shut behind. Lights buzzed green. Proceed. But voice boomed. Not human. Step out for inspection. Killed engine. Boots crunching salt. Booth empty. Chair spinning slow. Clipboard smeared red. Manifest flooded. Her name, but soul weight, over. Footsteps echoed. None visible. CB inside rig screamed Sal. Lena. It's the Reaper scale. Weighs your sins. Back to cab. Doors locked auto. Lights strobed red. Sins detected. Holo projections flared. Lena's past crashes replayed. Phantom victims crawling from cabs, blaming. You killed us, they hissed, hands through glass. Heart iced. She'd lost a rookie once. Foggy merge. Pounded gates. Jammed. Booth figure materialized. Uniform. Face peeled to skull. Scales for eyes. Pay the toll. Life for weight. Clawed at door. Metal buckling. Sal CB cut. Run. They harvest truckers at midnight. Rig shuddered. Lifted by unseen jacks. Underneath. Writhing arms from concrete. Pulling down. Lena gunned it. Tires spun futile on ice. Ghosts piled hood. Moaning manifests. Deliver us, they begged. Melting into produce scent. Rotten. Smashed shifter to reverse. Gates exploded open. Snowstorm rage. 80 miles per hour blind. Booth exploded review. Skull dot riding debris wave. CB chorus. Trucker screams eternal. Dawn at mile 350. Station gone. Closed sign buried. Depot unload. Crates birthed mini-ghosts. Scale-eyed veggies twitching. Burned it all. Lena retired. But I-80 truckers report her voice. Weigh your soul before 312. Lena blasted I-80 at 85. Snow lashing like flails. Mile 350. Sunrise clawed horizon. But review haunted. Way station regenerating. Lights pulsing. Trailer thumped. Produce alive. Whispering sins. You merged blind. Killed Joey. Her fault. Years back. CB frenzy. Iron Lady. Reapers hitched your trailer. Dump it. Sal frantic. Lena veered shoulder. Yanked air brakes. Unlatched trailer. Crates burst. Veggie horror spilling. Carrot limbs crawling. Potato eyes judging. Overweight soul. They gurgled. Ran. Tires screamed away empty. But scales noise inside cab now. Digital ticker on dash. Guilt. Rising. Ghosts rematerialized. Past victims. Joey lead. Tire necked. Inspect. He rasped. Hands on wheel. Rig hydroplane solo. Steering possessed. Booth voice thundered. All rigs weigh eternal. Illusion shattered. Real I-80. But Lena's confused with station booth. Concrete grew from floor. Chains binding ankles. Skull dot leaned in window. Toll. You'll run forever. Fort shifter. Rig bucked. Plowing snowbank. Chain snapped. Dot hurled back. Station imploding to dust. Omaha depot gates. Freedom? Unloaded nothing. Logs blank. Posted dashcam. Viral, then scrubbed. Dot denied station existed. Nights now. Scales tick in dreams. Produce rots her fridge alive. Lena drives locals only. CB whispers a warning. 312 weighs sins. Lighten up, or stay. Nebraska truckers nod. Midnight scales hunger eternal. Please like and subscribe now because next story is very horror. She was never on the road. Most people think the desert is empty. They're wrong.
The desert is full of things that don't want to be found, and things that don't want to let go. I was hauling dry freight through southern Arizona, running a night route I'd driven dozens of times before. 2-lane highway. No divider. No streetlights. Just miles of sand, scrub, and darkness stretching forever. The kind of road where headlights feel like they're tunneling through the night. It was just after midnight when I saw her, standing on the shoulder. No flashlight. No car. No reflection tape. Just a woman in a light-colored dress, hair blowing in the hot wind, one arm raised like she'd been there a long time. I slowed instinctively. That was my first mistake. You don't see pedestrians out there. Not at that hour. Not miles from anything. I checked my mirrors. Nothing behind me. Checked ahead. Road empty. As I passed her, she turned her head and looked straight into my cab. Her face was calm. Too calm. No fear. No urgency. Just expectation. I didn't stop. I told myself all the right things. Could be a setup. Could be drugs. Could be heat messing with my eyes. But the further I drove, the heavier my chest felt. 5 miles later, my CB radio crackled. "Truck, please." A woman's voice. Weak. Dry. Right behind me. I nearly swerved. I hadn't touched the radio. Haven't heard a voice on Channel 19 in hours. "Please," she said again. "You passed me." My mouth went dry. I grabbed the MIC. "Who is this?" Silence. Then, "You already saw me." I checked my mirrors. Empty road. No headlights. No figure. Just dust swirling in my wake. "You need help?" I asked, hating how small my voice sounded. "Yes," she said softly. "I'm not supposed to be here." That's when I noticed something strange. My GPS showed a warning. Road ahead. Unnamed. The highway signs changed. No mile markers. No route numbers. Just one rusted sign ahead, barely reflective. I slowed enough to read it. Missing persons corridor. I laughed once, short and nervous. Someone's idea of a joke. Then the woman spoke again. "I went missing right here." My fuel gauge dipped suddenly. I hadn't burned that much. The air inside the cab felt heavier, like the desert heat had followed me inside. "What happened to you?" I asked. She didn't answer right away. Then she said, "You didn't stop." The road ahead bent slightly to the left. My headlights caught something standing there. The woman. Again. Same dress. Same raised arm. This time, closer. Much closer. I slammed the brakes. The truck shuddered, but didn't stop. It rolled forward slowly, like the road itself didn't want to let me pause. Her voice whispered through the radio, inches from my ear. "You can still help me." And that's when I realized something terrifying. She wasn't asking for a ride. She was asking for a replacement. My foot hovered over the brake, trembling. The truck crawled forward no matter how hard I pressed, like the pedals had lost authority. She stood there, dead center in my headlights, not casting a shadow. That should have been my final warning. "I can't help you," I said. The words felt thin in the cab. Her arm lowered slowly. "I didn't ask you to stop," she replied. "I asked you to remember." The desert around us seemed to lean in, wind dying all at once. The road split ahead. No signs, no markings. My GPS went black. The woman turned and began walking down the left path. "Don't follow me," she said. The truck turned left on its own. The temperature inside the cab dropped fast. My breath fogged the windshield. "That's not how it felt," she said softly. "Not at first." The road surface changed from asphalt to packed dirt without warning. She appeared in the passenger seat. No door opening. No movement. Just there. I screamed and swerved, nearly jackknifing the trailer. She didn't react. "This is where I ran," she said, staring forward. Her reflection didn't show in the window. I focused on the road, heart hammering. "Ran from what?" I asked. She folded her hands in her lap. "From the men." She told it in pieces, like the desert had stripped the story down to bones. A broken down car. A ride that wasn't a ride. A desert turnoff that wasn't on any map. "They said they'd take me to the highway," she said. "They said I'd be safe." Her voice never shook. She described running barefoot over rocks so hot they split her skin. How she followed the sound of trucks, thinking headlights meant help. How no one stopped. Not the first truck. Not the second. Not the 10th. I swallowed hard. What happened at the end? I asked. She turned to me for the first time. Her eyes were wrong. Not empty. Crowded. They didn't chase me, she said. They waited. The truck slowed on its own again. Headlights illuminated a shallow wash beside the road. Something pale lay there. A dress. Half buried. That's where I hid, she said. My radio crackled with distant voices. Men laughing, boots on gravel, a truck door slamming. Old sounds. Recorded in the dirt. They found me before morning, she whispered. The smell hit me then. Blood. Metal. Dry heat. I couldn't breathe. What do you want from me? I asked. She looked almost sad. I want someone to stop, she said, so the road doesn't forget. The truck came to a full stop. Engine idling. Waiting. My door handle clicked. Unlocked. By itself. The desert was silent again. She leaned closer and whispered the last truth. They never found my body. And I realized the road wasn't haunted. It was hungry. The door creaked open an inch. Hot desert air poured into the cab, carrying the smell of dust and rusted metal. My foot hovered over the brake, heart slamming so hard it hurt. She sat perfectly still in the passenger seat, waiting. If I get out, I asked, what happens to you? She didn't answer right away. The road ahead shimmered, bending like heat waves even in the dark. Finally, she said, I get to leave. And me? She looked at me then. Not cruel. Not angry. Honest. You stay. The radio crackled softly. Not voices this time. Breathing. Dozens of slow, patient breaths. The desert waiting its turn. I thought about all the trucks I'd passed out here. All the people I didn't see. All the times I told myself it wasn't my problem. The road doesn't need monsters. It just needs indifference. I reached for the ignition. My hand shook. She watched closely, not hopeful, not desperate, just curious. I imagined myself standing there afterward, raising my arm, watching trucks pass, waiting for someone kinder than me. I pushed the accelerator. The engine roared. The door slammed shut on its own, hard enough to rattle the cab. She gasped, not in pain, but surprise. No, she said. The road snapped forward. The desert screamed. Not out loud. Inside my skull. Wind slammed against the truck like hands trying to pull me back. The radio burst to life with shouting, angry now. Stop. Turn back. UOUS. She began to fade. Not disappearing, unraveling. Her outline blurred like dust in wind. You could have helped, she said, voice breaking for the first time. I did, I whispered. I remembered. She was gone. The cab warmed instantly. The road smoothed. My GPS rebooted. Route continues. 47 miles to next service. I didn't slow down. I drove until sunrise. When I stopped for fuel, my hands wouldn't stop shaking. I checked the truck. No dust on the passenger seat. No footprints. Nothing. 3 days later, I saw it on the news. A story buried near the bottom. Remains found in desert corridor. Case reopened. No names released. No suspects. Just bones, fabric, and a shallow wash. I still drive that route sometimes. Daytime only. Every once in a while, I see someone standing far off the shoulder. I never slow down, but I always look. And every time, the road feels less hungry. Like it remembers. If this story made you look twice at the road tonight, hit like and subscribe. These stories come from highways people don't talk about. And the next one is even worse.